In a small town, a man named Kendrick lived with his wife Elena and their 2 children. Kendrick worked in a factory, but the job didn't pay well. His family often struggled to buy food and pay bills. Despite these problems, Kendrick was known for one thing: he never lied. He always told the truth, even when it was hard. One day, Kendrick lost his job. The factory was closing and everyone was being laid off. Kendrick was scared. He didn't know how he would take care of his family. That night, he sat at the dinner table, quiet and worried. Elena noticed and asked, "What's wrong?" Kendrick hesitated. He didn't want to worry his family, but he sighed and told the truth. "I lost my job today." Elena looked shocked. "What are we going to do now?" "We have bills to pay, and the kids need food." Kendrick didn't have an answer. He promised to look for another job soon. The next day, Kendrick went out to look for work. He went from store to store, asking if anyone was hiring, but nobody had a job for him. Walking through the town, he saw a wallet on the ground. It was full of money. Kendrick picked it up and looked around. No one was there. He could keep the money and nobody would know. He thought about his family. They needed food, and they needed it now. For the first time in his life, Kendrick was tempted to lie. Kendrick took the wallet home. He didn't tell Elena where he got the money. He told her, "I found some extra work today." Elena was happy and didn't ask any questions. Kendrick used the money to buy groceries and pay the bills. For a moment, things seemed better. But Kendrick felt guilty. Every night he couldn't sleep. He knew he had lied. A few days later, the local police came to Kendrick's house. They were looking for the lost wallet. "Someone reported losing a wallet full of money. Did you happen to find anything?" the officer asked. Kendrick's heart raced. He didn't know what to say. He would lose the money if he told the truth, and his family would struggle again. But if he lied, he could be in serious trouble. "I haven't seen any wallet," Kendrick said, lying for the second time. Days passed, and Kendrick tried to forget about the wallet. But one morning, the police came back. This time, they had evidence. "Someone saw you pick up the wallet, Kendrick." "Why did you lie to us?" the officer asked, his voice firm. Kendrick was scared. He didn't want to go to jail. He didn't want his family to know what he had done, but the truth had finally caught up with him. "I did find the wallet," Kendrick admitted. "I took the money. I was desperate. I'm sorry." The officer shook his head. "Lying made this worse, Kendrick. You'll have to return the money, and you may face charges." Kendrick felt ashamed. He had tried to hide his mistake, but now the problem was bigger than ever. When Kendrick told Elena the truth, she was shocked. "How could you lie to us?" she asked, her voice full of hurt. Kendrick hung his head. "I didn't know what else to do. I was afraid we wouldn't survive without the money." Elena was silent for a moment. "I understand you were scared, but lying only made things worse. Now we're in more trouble." The children didn't understand why their father was in trouble, but they could see the sadness on his face. Kendrick had always taught them to be honest, but now they saw him as a man who broke his own rule. Kendrick had to go to court. He stood in front of a judge and admitted his crime. "I found the wallet and kept the money. Then I lied to the police. I'm sorry." The judge looked at Kendrick carefully. "Lying to the police is a serious crime. You could have returned the wallet, but instead you chose to lie. That decision has consequences. Kendrick's punishment was harsh. He had to pay a fine and he spent a short time in jail. While he was there, his family struggled even more. Elena had to find extra work, and the children missed their father. When Kendrick came home from jail, he felt like a different man. He looked at his family and saw the damage his lie had caused. He had hurt the people he loved most. "I'm sorry," Kendrick said to Elena and the kids. "I should never have lied. I thought I was protecting you, but I was only making things worse." Elena nodded. "We forgive you, Kendrick, but we need to rebuild the trust. Honesty is more important than anything." Kendrick found a new job and worked hard to support his family. But this time, he knew the importance of honesty. He promised never to lie again, no matter how difficult life became. He also went to the man who lost the wallet and apologized. The man was angry at first, but eventually forgave Kendrick. "We all make mistakes," the man said, "but lying only makes things harder." Years passed, and Kendrick's family slowly healed. They faced many challenges, but Kendrick always told the truth, even when it was hard. He taught his children that lies only lead to bigger problems. One day, Kendrick's son came home from school, looking worried. "Dad, I broke a window at school. I'm scared to tell the teacher," he said. Kendrick looked at his son and said, "I understand you're scared, but hiding the truth will only make things worse. Go and tell the teacher. It's better to face the truth now than to lie and suffer later." The boy nodded and did what his father said. Kendrick smiled, knowing that he had learned his lesson the hard way, but had become a better man because of it. From that day on, Kendrick and his family lived by one simple rule: never lie. They faced many challenges, but they always told the truth. They learned that honesty might be hard at times, but lies only bring pain. In their small town, people began to see Kendrick as a man who had made mistakes but had learned from them. He became a trusted friend and neighbor, known for his honesty. Kendrick's life was not perfect, but it was real. And he knew that no matter how difficult things became, he would never lie again. Moral of the story: honesty builds trust, but lies destroy it. No matter how hard life gets, facing the truth is always better than hiding it.